So, what are everyone's thoughts about the infographic, the planned updates? How is everyone feeling about it? Stalker, why will you be poor? What do you mean? Well, you don't have to spend them, right? That's the thing with the PDWL tokens. The whole point is to make it so that you're incentivized to use them, but you don't really need to, and all. It's more or less just a privilege. One question: when all of the updates that you saw right now, everything that's planned in those pictures, that's planned for this year. So it will take time to actually implement everything, but hopefully it all should be live this year. To be fair, some stuff will arrive quicker than the other stuff. So like the kitchen, for example, is planned for quite a bit sooner. Because we're basically moving all of the feed functionality from just the game UI to the kitchen. You'll go to the kitchen to feed all of your creatures. Well, I have RB. I have to say hopefully, because I can't just promise people and then something happens and then we can't ship in time. Who will eat the food cooked? Everyone, hopefully. Though salt and berries will be way more rare than the fish are, like significantly more rare. What country are you from and what time is it now? I'm from Lithuania right now. It's like 9 p.m. basically. Just like late evening. Not too bad. What is those box with plastic? So, it's basically instead of an animal, it's like a dice, which means you get plastic on very rare occasions, randomly, throughout just gathering other stuff. AVM from Lithuania. So craftable items can be sold. Well, some stuff will be NFTs. Not everything will be NFTs. So, for example, the buildings that you actually upgrade, these will not be NFTs. They will be basically soul-bound to your account. And this is so that whenever a new person joins, they can't become just overpowered right off the gate. They still have to put some time into everything. Well, all creatures can bring plastic, right? Technically, sure, but the chance will be like extremely, extremely low. Yeah, Theandra, that's not a bad idea. Plastic should be randomly dropped when a player feeds their creatures to encourage feeding their creatures more often. So while it's a great idea, we're also just working on making a system to where you have to feed your creatures. If you don't, they just straight up stop working. It's something that we are working on right now as well. Hopefully we can implement that sooner rather than later. Yeah, plastic will definitely be the most rare thing. And the thing with plastic is when you refine plastic, then you can make yourself the ARP tokens, which actually give a discount in the store. So that's the whole point of getting plastic to begin with. Does rarity play in chance in bringing plastic? Currently, we don't have that planned. Currently, it's all the same. Like, the chance is so minimal that it doesn't really mean much. Security. Explain how all this work in the kitchen and cooking. All the refinements, construction, and emissions. Well, missions are not stated here yet. We have mentioned them, but they're still in the pipeline. As far as the kitchen and cooking and everything else, the new resources that you see here would come from the new area. And the yield from these new resources, you will be able to get way less of these. So if Aeon can actually bring up some of the numbers, like how much people will get of the new resource per hour compared to the old stuff, the yield is way lower. So whenever you look at the infographic and you see, let me actually pull up one of these pictures so I can be very specific in the numbers. Yeah, so when you see, for example, that the tier 3 kitchen requires 100 clay and 500 blueberries, these are way, way more rare. It will take a long time to get these, comparatively speaking, to the fish and the pebbles and the branches. And as far as the new foods, you'll need to combine those to cook way better stuff, which would ideally remove way more of exhaustion. And just once we have the mechanic where you actually have to feed the creatures, we can actually play a lot with the values of the new foods. Midas, hey dude, can you explain how the buildings work? Well, you'll need creatures to actually build these, and you'll need to allocate them for a specific amount of time. And also, seagulls are actually better at construction. So whenever, if a building needs 4 creatures to build it, and it requires 20 hours, you can assign 2 seagulls instead of 4 creatures. They basically take up 2 slots. So every upgrade going forward takes creatures, resources, and time. And also because, as you see, all of the buildings, all of them basically require basic resources as well. So fish, pebbles, and branches, which means that if someone new joins the game and is a whale, they still can't really start being overpowered by any chance, because these basic resources cannot be traded. So they have to bring in their creatures to actually work. You can't just buy up creatures and be overpowered. It's just not possible. Snorch, do you have stats on how many users play daily? Last time I checked with Granty, it was around 600-ish, I think. Somewhere around that. I feel bad when I'm too busy at work to feed them and just send them back out without their supper. Yeah. And ideally, we make it so you actually have to. Otherwise, they just revolt and stop working. Oh yeah, Aeon. On average, you're looking at 1 resource per day for most creatures. Yeah, it will be way different. Way, way, way different with these new resources. Spec ready. Can we sell this resource token? Which one? Do you mean all of the resources? Because the basic resources, those cannot be traded. These new ones will be able to. I'm not sure if right away, but we'll try to make them on chain as fast as we can. And yeah, you will be able to trade them on quick swap, hopefully. Yeah, Tiffany, when game? You tell me. The seal animation on schedule. Mythic, I mean. Aren't Mythic seals already active? Actually, you have to double check on that. I literally... See, I'm poor, so I don't know. I don't own one. Active, but not a giveaway. No animation. Damn. Didn't we have them? I'll need to check in with Granty about that. So, if you need 20 hours for 4 creatures, 1 creature build it in 80 hours. No, we will likely make it then you straight up have to have 4 creatures, or they can't stop. They can start building it. I would imagine that's how we do it. I can't wait to supply liquidity to another blockchain game. I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not. What will be the difference between level 1 and level 5 lumber mill? Right, so as far as these buildings that refine the resources, so first of all, people need to realize that I think it's going to be a shock to most people, but you will lose a lot of your resources when you refine them to make them a new tier. So if you want to make your branches into planks or whatever, you will lose most of your wood. And you will lose most of your branches to just waste. And how this works is that you'll have to assign a creature to be the creature that refines everything. And the better rarity of the creature that you assign, the less resources get wasted. So for example, If you, for example, pick your common creature to be the refiner of your resources, let's say every day you can refine 100 branches on level 1, right? If you do it with a common creature, 85% of your branches become waste, and only 15 actually become the better resources. And these values go up and down based on rarity. So, for example, if you have a legendary creature working, I think then it's, if I remember correctly, it's like 55% of your resources get to waste, but not 85. So the difference is massive. There's a massive difference. And I think if you have like a mythic, is like 65% or something like that, don't get wasted. And so once you level up your buildings, we allow you to refine way more resources per day. Way more. And we can also play around with like success factors and all that, but it's mostly how much you can actually refine. So if you're an actually player with a lot of creatures, your goal should be to improve these buildings as fast as you can. No, really enjoy actually supplying liquidity. It's like playing while doing nothing. I mean, it must feel nice to actually know that you're like, in a way, you're part of the team. Because you're actually straight up helping the game actually grow and sustain itself. Because, like, honestly, when we launch these resources on chain and make them actual coins, it's really hard to provide liquidity. Because you have to attach real money on the other end. And we're not in a place as a team where we can, like, attach a lot of real money onto just liquidity pools. We need the money to actually keep paying people to build the game. So it's really, while we can make the resources on chain and make them coins and make the actual trading pairs, actually supplying liquidity with real money is very difficult. Let's see. Quick swap SFL pools helped me in the beginning building my empire. Yeah, for sure. All those buildings will burn the tokens. Well, they will burn the resources that you see that it costs to actually make the buildings. Yeah, all of those resources will go out. Will there be any airdrop for the Seagull Mint like we had with seals and others? That's a good question. There won't be an airdrop per se, but I'm with talks. I'm having talks with like Sunflower Land, and basically having a partnership around the island that we made in their game. So we're working on like new quests, new rewards, new initiatives. Is there some profit to the team in trading resources? Not really. No. There's really no monetary incentive for us to like supply the liquidity. Because we have to, as I said before, we have to put up real money behind it. And quite frankly, it's way better used right now to just keep paying people to actually build out the game. Like, we're so small as a project that all that we can focus on right now is just paying our employees and actually building the game. So maybe it'd be nice if we can figure out some sort of a reward mechanism for you if you actually supply the liquidity. Maybe you can get some plastic actually for that. Maybe we can tie something around that. Because I don't understand, people do need some sort of incentive. Otherwise, you're just putting up risk, but we'll see. What next creature? I'm not sure. I can tell we have not started working on another creature yet. I'll let you know when we do start, though. Whale Mint is an interesting idea. We have thought about that for sure. If we do a Whale Mint, it would probably be way more limited quantity and probably way more expensive, which probably sounds bad, but I mean, that's how whaling works. Good money for the team. Yeah, I mean, it is expensive to run your own team. Like, to be fair, we are extremely cheap compared to other games. You have like no clue. Because we have absolutely zero like outside investors. No one is like, there's no company backing us. There's no like blockchain grant or anything like that. It's literally just you people actually like buying assets and actually supporting the game. That's all that keeps us going. There's no like outside money here. And actually, do people actually here know that our actually our vault where we keep our like company funds is actually like public and visible? Do you think about sponsors? It's hard to even think about stuff like that. There's not that many people in the game yet to actually think about stuff like sponsorships, and also you don't want to just collab with anyone. You know what I mean? I don't want my users to just like get scammed or something. See, if your customers treat you right, you want to treat them nice as well. It should be a mutual relationship when it comes to that. So if I ever do have like a partnership, it probably means I trust that other project. Any plans on promotion and team expansion? If we have more money, sure. But right now, every penny is basically used just on paying the team members to actually build the game. Is there any plan when those resources would be tradable? Add them to like platforms like Nifty Swap or just open? So, ideally, the new resources, the ones that come from Greywood, would actually be coins on chain. So you would trade them on QuickSwap and other dexes instead of Nifty Swap or OpenSea. Like personally, as a user, when I used to play Sunflower Land, I liked it way more when the resources were just coins on chain and you could just swap them around on QuickSwap or whatever super easily. Like the drawback is that you have to have a liquidity pool, but the bonus is that it's way easier to do and way more simple, way quicker. Without a token and the incentive to exchange, I think the project is very unattractive as it does not have liquidity in the currency. Well, that's what I mean. You'll be able to trade the resources between one another. That's the whole point. Yeah, and as Aeon said, I mean, if a project promises you straight up money or profits, and it's a game, and it promises you money, something's wrong. Inherently, our goal is to just make a game that's deep and enjoyable, so other people can come over, start. The game is simple, and then as the game grows, more users come, and if they enjoy, they're willing to buy stuff from the chain that other users have. It's really as simple as that. Orange Banana, yes, we made money in crypto. False, no one makes money in crypto. We all lose it. I would prepare our own marketplace so the team can retain private fees to continue building. I'm not sure I completely understand what you mean. Oh, like making our own marketplace within the game? The issue with all of that is that whenever you build out a new feature, it takes a long time. And if your team is small and you have a limited amount of money, what happens is basically the new feature that comes out has to make sense money-wise. If the new feature is there to make money, it has to cost less to make than what it will reproduce. I'm not sure about our own marketplace. It would take a long time to build, I would think. I personally really don't like the lockbox idea. So, yeah, as Tiffany just said this. Also, if you think about wanting to support the game by doing trades, what you can do instead is we can make a tax for people once they withdraw. So if you want to withdraw your resources, let's say, you pay a specific amount of Matic, and that would act in the same way as Blockbucks does. And then once you withdraw, you can go to QuickSwap to swap anyway. It would act more or less the same way. Orange Banana depends on how you think of it. I was referring to more like we converted them real to rich, not like we got rich. Yeah. Check already. Among these new resources, you can choose which one you want to collect randomly. You can pick and choose. As you see, we have pictures above every resource that's new, and so that's the creature that can gather it. It's not like any creature can collect anything. They all specialize in specific things. So I assume, if you're gathering branches and pebbles right now, and you only have a few otters, and you want to gather the new stuff, then you might need to have a few more otters, actually. Then also you have to account for building actual buildings, constructing stuff, putting them to actually work in the buildings. You'll need a lot more creatures going forward. Am I eating something? What do you mean? I'm drinking coffee. Yeah, it's a spoon in a coffee cup. Yeah. Well, since I'm also the only person here in the AMA actually hosting it, which is, I mean, it's fine now. It used to be really difficult for me to talk live. I used to get extremely anxious to the point where my hands were shaking and I was sweating. Right now it's fine, but I still have some stuff that I do to just calm myself down. I look at DeFi features of games are really only for leveling up and building out your personal lands. Just another way to play game. The play to earn slogan is misleading and can be dangerous to people not understanding risk management. #rant. Yeah. That's for sure. I think the whole play to earn thing, I mean, it sounded nice, and it's really a good bait for people that are new to the space. It just sounds really good and enticing. Especially because most people don't. I mean, if you never think about it too deep, then all you think is you'll just get stuff by playing the game. And I mean, the sad part about Web3 in general is that the more poor you are, the more likely you are to invest in something that you know nothing about. Because you need to hit it big. Small gains don't matter if you don't own anything to begin with. So the more poor you are, the more desperate you are. It's really a sad cycle. Yeah, Tiffany, I'm doing way better now. As I've said, it used to be traumatic for me to host AMAs or talk live. It was really bad. Aeon, the buildings and resources are the building blocks. Without them, it's hard to add mechanics and mints. Yeah, exactly. It's going to get better with Cam. I might actually do it. Not now, and probably not this month. But there's a good chance I might do it. It all depends. Will sub if you stream with Cam on YouTube or Twitch. Deal. How cooking will work? Basically, like cooking in other games. You gather the new resources, you combine them with the other ones that you have. That's also food. So it'll be, for now, it'll be berries, blueberries specifically, salt and fish, and you can combine these. And what is the use? Well, the use will be 100% clear once we figure out the main mechanism to basically make it so you have to force your creatures to actually be fed. Because right now, you don't really need to feed your creatures if you're an asshole. You can just gobble up all of the fish and then, not feed your creatures and just wait longer to gather your resources. But so we're just working on making so that you have to actually feed them. You have to do it so Dad can get the courage and show herself. I mean, she doesn't have to do it. I'm the founder here, right? You want to hear from me, right? Yeah, as Aeon said, potentially the ability to remove exhaustion. Imagine if you cook this new meal up and it just removes exhaustion for 2 days or 3 days or something. There's a lot of ways we can work around this. As I've said, all of the pictures that you saw right now and the features that we're working on, they're still a month or two behind. It's going to take some time to add it. It's not associated with anything right now. What I mean, that is she's a golden otter with a crown, I think, right? That's her avatar, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Theadra? Something like that, right? I'm also really excited for the new stuff. Really, really. Because, like, right now it's so bare bones, it's really hard to, like, the difficult thing with the game right now in its current status, it's really hard to just recommend. And it's hard to, like, it's hard to justify any sort of marketing or recommendations. Because, it's just so empty right now. It's so bare bones. So once we have way more gameplay and once we add these buildings and new mechanics, that's when it's way more presentable. So that'll be the time to actually attract new people, and also we'll have resources on chain. So through apps like DAP Radar and stuff like that, you'll be able to see activity even if you don't know the game. So there's also always people that look these stats up, so they'll be able to see us. We'll actually be discoverable. Because really, right now, the only way you can like discover a game is through just word of mouth. There's like no other way, really. Any more questions, anyone? Theadra. Or Theadra? No, Idra. Okay. So basically, you don't really say the A out loud. Idra? Kind of, right? So, as you can see, all of these buildings have like pretty big costs associated with them, especially the higher levels. So even the people that are like real whales right now, it'll take a long time till you can actually like reach the high levels on these. Especially given the fact that these new resources will be way harder to get. As Aeon said, it's like you can maybe get like one resource per day per creature, which is going to take a long time. Also, as far as like managing the funds of the team and stuff like that, we will probably introduce something like a season pass, which would enable just a lot of new mechanics and features. We would also probably have a free season pass, so there's like a free tier and a paid tier, so that it's fair to everyone, while still incentivizing people to actually support the project. Already when you already asked this year, we aim to add all of the stuff that we showed this year. As I've said, some stuff will come faster, some stuff will come more near the end of the year. Oh yeah, Orange Banana. I feel like he's trolling sometimes. I do feel like Checkred is sometimes just trolling. Cell power. That is a lot for 3 months. I like it. It's also not even everything. It's just specifically what we chose to show people now. But it is definitely a lot. And it's up to our poor coders to actually code this in. Because the art is done for a lot of things. The balance is basically the numbers are in. So it's up to Granty, Sakul, and Tiffany to actually make this happen. No pressure. Yeah, Tiffany, no pressure. I like to encourage with my when. Chakrati, if you think it's encouraging, I have bad news for you. Yeah, another thing that we should be adding within these 2 months, hopefully, is the SFL Island. Updates to that. New quests there for our holders, and not just that. Hopefully attract new people into the project that way. Also, we plan to relaunch the Seagulls. Probably once the SFL Island is in. And we might improve the threshold for how much ARP you can use to make a discount for Seagulls. So maybe you can mint for like $8 or even $7 instead, if you have enough ARP. ARRP. No, I just say ARP. Sounds great. And then we can also harp. And then we can make like the ARP the new reward for the SFL island as well. So people that don't even play the game have an incentive to come into our game and mint for a discount. Is there any more questions? Anything wants to ask anything? If not, we're gonna wrap this up for today at least. There will probably be some sort of blog post coming up one of these days. I should do a write-up, maybe on Medium, not sure, on the platform yet. But that will be announced, like more specifics around the update. How many of us are in the chat here? 21 people. There's probably like 4 team members as well, more or less. What if we do a giveaway for everyone that's here right now and actually listening? If you're actually listening, type anything in the chat right now. Because I assume some people are here but are just not typing anything. There we go. I remember when SFL had like 20 people listening at the beginning. Yeah, it can sometimes be kind of demoralizing when it's not a lot of people, but it's also kind of wholesome. I wish there was like a dice roll feature in Discord. Oh, there! No way! Wait, what? There is. Wait, no way. I can roll a d20 here. Oh crap! Okay, so what we'll do now is I'll type in a message, and you'll have to react to the message with the AR emoji. And then I'm going to roll the number of people that actually react, and whoever hits it will actually get a... What will they actually get? Let me see. Let me log into my distribution wallet and see what I have.